Welcome back to the Halfway Up podcast, and I call it Halfway Up because you'll never finish rising. And today, this episode is about remembering to put respect on your name because it's easy to forget who you are. It's easy to forget why you're special when you're on this journey of chasing your goals and chasing your dreams. And I was inspired to talk about this because in my life, I started to recognize this pattern where no matter how many good things will happen to me, no matter how many victories I will have or how many accomplishments I will make, I still find myself in moments of doubt. I would still find myself being overwhelmed and stressed with the fear of failure and second guessing myself. Even though I've done so many great things and I've been affirmed by so many great people, I still find myself forgetting sometimes. And at this point, I think forgetting is a natural thing. It's something you're going to experience on this journey in life. But it's always important to remember that big accomplishments are always going to feel great. The big days are always going to feel epic and amazing. But the real work is in how we celebrate the little days. It's the Mondays and the regular days where there's nothing worth putting on the gram about. It's those days that sometimes turn into weeks, that sometimes turn into months, that sometimes turn into years that we have to remember how amazing we are. It's easy to forget, but in this episode, we're going to focus on all the reasons why you should remember. In this episode, I want to give you 5 things to consider that help me remember how great I am during the times that I forgot. And after we're done, you're going to know how to battle those thoughts and those feelings. Anytime you find yourself thinking like that again, finding yourself in those patterns of having a low self-esteem, you're going to remember this. These are the 5 reminders to put respect on your name. All right. Number 1, put respect on your name and remember your accomplishments are never small. You owe everything you have and everything you're proud of in your life to what you did. You spent that money. You took those risks. You dealt with those emotions when it was hard and nobody really knew. You kept going when you wanted to stop. You kept showing up when you wanted to go away. You stayed true when they tried to make you feel crazy for doing what was best for you. Everything you got is because of you. And yeah, everybody gets help at some point, for sure. But you can't be helped if you're not in position to be helped. You even deserve credit for that. And when you're doing your thing and you're trying to progress, it's easy to look at someone else's moves and think you're not doing enough. But I want to tell you something. Looking at someone else's success as an affirmation of your failure is self-sabotage. What you need to do is self-motivate. As much as you self-sabotage, you should be self-motivating to combat that because you will never get closer to what you want focused on what you don't have. It will never happen. You could spend the next few years trying to convince yourself of how much of a loser you are because of somebody else's wins, and you'll never be happier. You'll never be fulfilled. But you know what will make you happy and more fulfilled? Paying attention to you and what you got going on, not them. The only reason why you even where you are today is because of your small wins. You think you're not far in life now? Imagine if you erase all those wins and you went back at 0. Then you would understand. Because when you take a step back, you realize like, yo, I really did a lot to make it here. And the only way you're going to keep growing is by doing what you already been doing. Your accomplishments are never small. To even say it's small means you would have had to compare it to somebody else. And you know what they say about comparison. It's the thief. It's the thief of joy. Joy is a gift that God gave us. God didn't charge you for joy at birth. God didn't put taxes on it either. Joy is already yours and it already belongs to you. But we don't get to take pride in that ownership because we too busy holding L's when we should be counting blessings. Everything you do is important. Everything you do is special. When you feel good, you do good. And when you do good, you get good results. How is that not your magic? How is that not you performing magic? How is that not worthy of your own validation? And when people tell you good things and they say you're doing a good job, you can get a nice little buzz from that. It'll have you feeling good for a limited time, but no matter how many people say they love you, no matter how many people affirm you and say they believe in you, that high will never last as long as when you actually believe it yourself. Number 2, put some respect on your name and never forget what you came through. Never forget what it cost for you to be where you are today. To get that job, it cost you something. To get that apartment, it cost you something. To take those trips you took, it cost you something. To pay those bills, to keep that relationship alive, it cost you something. You can complain about what you don't have and where you should be all you want, but to even be where you are today is because of what you did. Because before you had what you got right now, you wanted it, and it cost you something to get it. You gave your time, you gave your effort, you gave your energy. Nobody gave you that car. Nobody gave you the keys to that house. Nobody gave you that job. Nobody taught you how to use your credit, and yet here you are. You did it all. And it all happened because you wanted it to. You did it. All because you wanted to and you had to. If you didn't go and get it yourself, then it wouldn't be here. Never forget how hard it was in those darker days when you lost people, You lost friends. There was even moments where you lost yourself. You lost that job. You lost that relationship. You trusted that person and they let you down. You counted on people that could always count on you and they didn't show up when you needed to count on them. You put in those hours. You put in that overtime. You put yourself last to see your people be first. Put some respect on your name. You dealt with those things and you still dealing with things right now. Never forget what you've been through, because the only way you can know where you're going is by remembering where you've been. Don't ever forget what you've been through, because when you walk in those rooms and you meeting those people, you don't need nobody to make you feel like you deserve to be here. You deserve to be here because of everything you had to make it through just to literally be here. We're not asking for people's respect. We walking in the door with our own respect, and we going to keep respecting ourselves even if they decide to not give us none. I got my degrees from life. I got my certifications from staying alive. And when I get to where I'm trying to go, I won't forget what I had to go through, because that's the education that makes me overqualified for the job. Number 3, put some respect on your name and stop comparing yourself to other people, man. They don't live where you live. They don't work where you work. They don't look how you look, and they don't know what you know. You don't think how I think, and you don't get paid what I get paid. You don't look at what I have to see on a daily basis, and you don't have to go through what I grow through. My name is my name. My life is my life. If I lose everything tomorrow, the only thing I got left is me. So why would I ever compare myself to someone else as if what I have isn't more than enough? You think God made a mistake when God made you? You think God intentionally made someone better than you? That's why I love J. Cole's song, Love Yours, so much. And I honestly think it's possibly one of the most important songs in hip hop ever recorded. There's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. Word choice is crucial, because when you compare, you take away. But when you're motivated by, when you're inspired by, you add more. It's okay to acknowledge something special in someone that you want more of yourself, but it's not okay to think you have less because you like what they have more. Let's not get in a pattern of taking away from us. Let's find ways to add instead. God didn't bring us here to take away. God brought us here to add and to give, to serve others and to serve ourselves. God brought us here to be happy. Life's not supposed to be easy, but at the same time, you're not supposed to just suffer. Your purpose in life is not to struggle. Your purpose in life is not to struggle. Struggle is a byproduct of something that's supposed to teach you lessons so you can learn how to use wisdom to find more happiness. If you go your entire life struggling and you never find a way to use that wisdom to create more happiness, then you're struggling in vain and you're defeating the purpose. And you miss the whole point of this life thing. The whole point of this life is to go through formation. It's to go through being molded like clay. It's to go through everything the universe is willing to put you through so you can receive everything the universe is trying to give you at the same time. You will never be in a position to accept the greatest gifts that the universe has to offer you if you do not go through what the universe has to teach you first. It's the only way. Number 4, put some respect on your name, because if not you, then who? And if not now, then when? Listen, at the end of the day, it don't get no deeper than this. If you don't do it, it will not get done. If you don't move it, it will forever stand still. Motion is the potion, baby. There is no harvest to reap without the seeds being planted first. There is no fire without the spark. This world that we live in operates off of action and reaction. If you don't do the things that need to get done so that you and your family can prosper, then there will not be any prosperity. Who gonna make those connections for you? Who gonna make those investments for you? Who gonna learn and get that education for you? Who gonna struggle with your struggles for you? Who is gonna do this? Who's gonna chase your dreams for you? Who's gonna heal your wounds for you? If not you, then who? Everything starts and begins with you. Because a hard reality about life, whatever you know you need to be doing, you could put it off this year, you could put it off next year, you could even put it off 3 years from now. But one day, you're gonna have to confront what you're putting off. And you're going to have to confront what you're running away from. Anything you ever did that was worth celebrating only happened because you used what you already had. So what's the difference now? You got new things you're trying to bring to your life, and you're going to make it happen the same way you did the last time, by using what you got. Your mind, your heart, your spirit, your energy, everything God already gave you, you're going to use it again, because life is only about repetition anyway. You win, you lose. You win, you lose. But eventually, the wins start to change your life, and the losses turn into wisdom so you can win some more. Number 5, fuck it, the plan doesn't work. Just have a plan. When I moved to New York City from Dallas, none of my plans worked. Nothing actually happened the way I wanted it to, but it didn't matter because God's plan was a better reality. I just didn't know it yet. Sometimes, as big as your imagination can be, and as big as the dreams and the goals that you have are, sometimes what you think is the best case scenario won't even compare to God's version of what's best for you. What I'm trying to say is, don't let the fear of your plan not working stop you from working your plan. Because truth be told is the worst thing that could happen is not the plan not working. The worst thing that could happen is never finding out what was on the other side of that plan. It might not work out how you think. It might feel like a failure at first because it didn't look how you wanted it to. But you don't even realize in a minute, you're going to see opportunities you didn't even consider before. You're going to see new possibilities, new information, which will force you to make new choices that'll inspire new ways of thinking, that'll lead you somewhere even better than where you wanted to go before. You'll meet new people. You'll do new things. You'll end up in different places. The worst thing that can happen is not the plan not working. It's never taking the risk to see the plan fail and what was birthed after it that was better than what you thought you wanted all along. The worst thing you could do is be so afraid of your plan not working that you don't even get a chance to see the plan fail and then see the beautiful thing that gets birthed after it. But the universe only rewards people who take risk first. And it's important to remember everybody needs help, but you have to put yourself in position to be helped first. And what does that mean? What does that look like? That means that you have to take the risk. That means you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That means you have to fuck being comfortable with being uncomfortable. You got to force yourself to do something even though it makes you feel uncomfortable. You got to force yourself to do something even though you feel anxious and you feel stressed and you feel lonely and you're scared and you don't feel confident. Your self-esteem is not high. Get your ass out there anyway. Because once you get out there and you start taking those steps, the steps start to turn into a stride. The strides start to turn into a jog. The jog start to turn into a run. And before you know it, you fucking sprinting, nigga, doing the 100 in fucking 30 seconds, whatever it is in track terminology. It don't really matter. But what I'm saying is you got to put yourself out there to get blessed. You got to put yourself out there to receive help. You got to put respect on your name, bro, because we all just human, bro. We are only just human beings. There's only so much we can do. And the foundation of our greatest potential as human beings is when we believe in ourselves. That's the foundation. That's the foundation that when we truly build our self-esteem, when we truly build our confidence, when we truly prove to ourselves, when we truly allow ourselves to have an opportunity to prove to ourselves of what we're truly capable of, then we start to walk closer in our purpose. This life is already so hard, man. This life is hard enough. It's hard financially. It's hard physically. It's hard emotionally. It's hard spiritually. And why would you go out of your way to not be your own best friend? We got to find a way to get closer to ourselves. We do so good at getting close to everything and everybody outside of ourselves. We get close to the music. We get close to our favorite influencers. We get close to our favorite movies. We get close to our favorite friends. We even get close to people that we haven't even met in real life, but we so far away from ourselves, though. We got to get to a place where we can learn how to respect ourselves, bro. Let's put some respect on our names, bro, because we deserve it. Haven't we been through enough? Haven't you felt pain? Haven't you made sacrifices? Haven't you been confused? Haven't you been made a fool of? This is your time. We need to be claiming our time. We need to be claiming our shit because we've been through enough. We worthy. We are worthy people. We worthy. We deserve this. If not you, then who? And if not now, then when? Now is the time, man. Now is the motherfucking time. I'm telling you. And if you're struggling with any of these things, listen. So do I. That's why I wrote it. I wrote it because if I'm struggling with it, then I can't be the only one. It got to be some other people that are probably struggling with this too. Let's focus on putting more respect on our names, man, because we deserve it, man. We've been through too much, bro. We've been through too much. We done seen too much. We done felt too much. We done felt bad for ourselves. We've talked really bad to ourselves. We've judged ourselves. We've oppressed ourselves. We've been terrible to ourselves, and now it's time to change things, and this is how you do it. Now it's time to change things, and this is how we're gonna do it. And I hope this was good to y'all, man. I hope this was the type of information that you needed today. I hope this is the type of information that you know you've been looking for, but you maybe just didn't know what it looked like exactly. I hope this is that for you. And if you know anybody else that might need this message, Maybe you was just having a conversation like this with one of your friends. Maybe this is that sign, that affirmation of that conversation that you had when you was with your friends or when you was with your family. If this was valuable to you or you know somebody who might need this, please send this to them. It won't be weird. They'll listen to it and get to the end and they'll hear this and they'll be like, oh, this is why they sent it. Like I'm telling you, let's build this community, man. Because we better together, man. We stronger in numbers. If this brought any value to you, please, if you're not already, follow me on the gram. Follow me on TikTok. I'm not really fucking with TikTok right now because there's some weird shit going on with the algorithm. I post some shit. I barely get 1,000 views. I don't understand it, but follow me on there too. Please subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube, man. Leave a rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Leave a little rating. You know what I mean? Tell a friend and tell a friend. I don't know. Like, help me do all the things. I'm trying to figure it out, man. I'm not a guru. I work at a podcast studio, but there's still so much about podcasting that I still don't know. There's still so much I don't know. Man, I'm about to get up out of here. But anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm praying for you guys always. I hope you're praying for me. I hope you get everything that you're looking for. I hope you accomplish everything that you're trying to accomplish. I hope anything that you feel that is holding you back, you find a way to get around it or go over it this year. Because we don't got time to be stifled. We don't got time to be held back over things that are in our power to remove. We don't got time for that, man. We don't. And before I get out of here, you already know the outro and the spirit of the brand. Whenever I'm working, I will remember that done is better than perfect. And if I'm satisfied with my work, then that means that I'm living in my purpose. Halfway up, y'all.